So what do we do now for audio? Well, when we did the multicam with source sequence editing, it gave us only two channels of audio. You really only need, if you did do it this way, you're going to get all of your audio channels laid out. So first thing I would do is, well, we can go into audio adjustments now at the top. So now we're in our audio workspace. And I would shut off all layers I don't need for audio purposes. So I don't need this bottom one down here. It's not doing anything. And then I would just turn on one at a time and audition them individually or listen to them individually. Chances are, especially with the recording in the studio, you're going to have one clean audio, one source of clean audio. And then I would mute the other ones that you don't need. Now, if it's still quiet, what we can do is this. I'm going to take my audio clip and I'm going to right click on that. And I'm going to say audio gain. And it's going to calculate the gain or the peak amplitude. It says negative 9.3. Well, I'm going to add 9 to that to make it at a negative 0.3. You can see that jumps up real quickly. So if I push play, somewhere around in here, let's take a look. The less creases you have, the better. It's really, when it comes to paper airplanes, I find if you make a mistake... Alright, so you can see it's sitting around negative 3, negative 6, somewhere up in there. That's not bad. We can adjust that further simply by raising the track mixer. So we've got a clip mixer, which adjusts the different clips within a track. Or we can adjust the track mixer, which is going to mix the tracks, just like working on a regular sound mixer, soundboard. You know, you've got your tracks, you can create sub-mixes and direct certain things into sub-mixes. For instance, if you were setting up audio and running patches in a soundboard to run a live band, a drum set has multiple sliders, multiple channels, because you've got an audio track for the snare drum, you've got an audio track for the bass drum or your kick drum, you've got an audio track for some cymbals, maybe a couple audio tracks for your toms. You know, all of those are different microphones that you would have just on a drum set for a live performance. Well, just like that, we've got, say, 4 or 5 tracks here, and then you could actually send those to a sub-mix. So once you've got the drummer mixed the way you like the sound, then you're done. You only have to work with one track. So that's the difference between clips and tracks. So clip mixer, think of clips as being like the individual instruments that make up a drum set, and tracks being all of those instruments to a drum set run together into one slider or one track, almost like a submix. Okay. So I've adjusted my track here. Well, I only have one clip, but I've adjusted my track mixer. Then, if you've recorded for some reason you've recorded one side higher than the other, which I do a lot of times just to make sure I don't have any distortion, you can also right click again, go into audio channels, and choose if you want it left or right. For instance, I might want them both left or both right, or which version do I want. Once I decide, I click OK, and then it would actually mirror that to the other channel. So it's like 2 lefts instead of a left and a right, or 2 rights. Okay. Next thing you can do is, I'm going to show you a quick way of just adding some keyframes. So for instance, maybe I have some music that comes in and at some point here. So what I would do, let's see if I've got a piece of music. Alright, so I found a quick piece of music here, and I'm just going to bring my audio in. So once you find a piece of music that would go underneath your video, you might want to bring that in. I'm just going to slide this out here a little ways. Okay, so what I've done was I've just kind of moved my footage out a little bit. I will have like an intro title here, and then we'll jump into the tutorial, and then I'd have something close it out at the end. But if I was to play this right now, it would really overpower everything I would be saying. For instance, if I just play it,
So in this tutorial, we're going to basically, for this project, create a how-to video. In this particular how-to video, it could be as difficult as you want. It can be as simple as you want. So you might do a tutorial on how to type.
Alright, so you get the idea. It's kind of overpowering my voice. So let's fix that. First thing I could do is just simply bring this down, bring this track down. All I'm doing is grabbing the volume. There's a little line right here, and I'm grabbing the volume and bringing it down a little bit. And if I go to my track mixer, there we go.
So in this tutorial, we're going to basically...
I'm going to bring that down to like a -12, -14. But I want to start off big. Well, how do I do that? Well, let's zoom in here. And watch this. We're going to use our pen tool. This is one of the easiest ways to do this. I'm going to click a pen dot on that line. I'm going to click another dot and raise that up.
So in this tutorial, we're going to basically, for this project, create a how-to video.
Alright, let's take a look at the clip. First off, you can see right here in the clip, watch this clip right here, this track.
So in this tutorial, we're going to basically, for this project...
There you go. So you saw that start up high and then it gradually came down, so it faded out. That's basically what we did by bringing the line down. You can see as I raise this or lower this, that line goes with it. Right? So that reflects the volume of the clip itself. Okay?
Create a how-to video. In this particular how-to video...
Okay, so then I'll come out here a little ways more. I'm not really talking here, I must be working, so I'm just going to pop this up a little bit.
So, here we go. First thing I do, fold the paper vertically. Okay.
Make a mistake, Command Z. Okay, and I'm going to leave that the same. I'm going to leave the music up all the way to about here because it looks like I'm actually saying something here. And we'll bring it down again.
I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. And the less creases you have, the better. It's really, when it comes to paper airplanes, I find if you make a mistake, those creases play a crucial role as to whether your plane will actually fly correctly or not. And you definitely want it symmetrical.
Alright, and I'm going to leave that about there for the whole thing. And I might increase it here over time at the end. So let's take a look at that.
Now I'm going to take that and fold it back. And bring my plane back together. And recrease that tail wing. Like so. Fold it down. Alright.
Alright, and I'm going to save that quick. Alright, good. So that's basically it right there. Now, I think I realized what's going on with my black video as I'm sitting here working. You can see I'm missing a clip here, and I'm sure this one is out. So some effect is on my second clip, or my second track in my multicam. But for this tutorial, we were able to clean up our footage, actually add some animated tracks or animated volume levels to our tracks, to our audio tracks. So we have clean vocal audio, clean instructions, and then some sort of clean music where it's actually balanced. Okay.
Simple. Paper.
And make sure your song actually ends or somehow comes to an end. It comes to a complete stop. It doesn't just abruptly get cut off. So the last thing I would need to do for this is add some text, maybe a lower third, definitely an intro title and an exit title, and then this particular project would be complete.